Hey retailers, welcome to this week's workshop. It's Thursday, that means it is another workshop session time. Today we're going to be talking about the importance of the average dollar sale in your retail business. And so there is a worksheet associated with this. If you want a copy of the worksheet, just put a dollar sign down the bottom and in the comment section, and the team will reach out to you. If you've watched this video, please make sure you smash the like button. If you think you found it useful, I'd love it if you would share it with somebody, tag them in the post, and whoever they might find this useful for. So, yeah, like I said, today is going to be about the importance of average dollar sale, or this term called average dollar sale in our retail business. Depends where you are in the world. Some people call it average customer sale, the average basket size. All of these terms mean pretty much the same thing. And basically, it's just how much we're selling to each customer at a time. And it's a pretty useful metric to track and measure in your business. And it's also a very quick way to increase the amount of cash in your business, because usually implementing strategies to understand your average dollar sale doesn't cost you much money. But I'm jumping the gun. So let me just load up my presentation, and we'll go right through it. Okay, so like I said, there is a copy of the worksheet. Just pop some dollar signs in the comment section below, and the team will get it out to you. Okay, so let me just rock and roll and get started. So one of the main problems that we have as retailers is looking at the way that we can improve our profitability and cash flow in our stores. And one of the most overlooked ways of doing this is by looking at some metrics or some strategies that we can employ in store that don't cost us much money, like I was explaining before. And we're also looking at how is our team performing. What is a way that we can gauge our team and our store's performance to improve our cash flow and profitability? So I guess at the end of the day, we're all looking to drive our sales forward, increase our cash flow and our profitability. And I would argue that this is one of the most overlooked methods, understanding your average dollar sale, or your average sale per customer, or your basket size. And, this usually comes about that we don't usually pay attention to this as retailers is, apart from the fact that we're running around like headless chickens in our business, no one ever sort of teaches us about this metric and the importance of this metric. And, I'm sure we've heard of, the whole McDonald's approach of would you like fries with that? I spoke about that last week. And we come across this on a daily basis. Everyone's trying to upsell us and get a little bit more out of us. But this strategy we fail to sort of employ in our own retail businesses. And, it's super, super important. And, the other cause of this is many of us as retailers, we don't spend the time looking at our numbers, understanding the numbers in our business, and, what sort of use, how useful that would be in driving our business forward, right? So, as you all know, I'm a really big proponent of understanding the numbers, and because what gets measured gets managed, and your average dollar sale is one of those really key metrics that you can use to drive your sales forward, and it's something that's underutilized with retailers. So, if you get this right, we're going to have a system in place that we can compare and contrast and see how we're going in our business in terms of improvement. So average dollar sale is one of these great tactics, like I said, where just a small percentage improvement over the course of the year, a small percentage improvement per sale, even if it's 10, 20 cents, if you look at that per the number of transactions that you have in your business in a day, times that out by the number of trading days that you're trading in a week, times that by how many weeks you're trading in a year. And all of a sudden you've got an increase in cash because your sales are going up. Your profitability is going up as a result, because quite often you're not spending money on extra marketing to drive sales up. and to implement strategies in store. So, when I was running my pharmacy-based business, this was one of the key strategies that we used to employ in store, because, just by tweaking a few things, and I'll get to some of those things in a minute, by tweaking a few things in store, you can increase your basket size, increase your average dollar sale. And as a result, you're going to have more cash in your bank account. You're going to be generating more profits. And you've got a really good way to track and measure the performance of your business. Because as you know, I'm all about empowering retailers to improve their freedom and their time. And so, having the average dollar sale metric as part of your KPI dashboard, which I've spoken about previously, allows you to gauge the way your business is going while you are sitting on a deck chair on the other end of the world. Because once you start to notice that your average dollar sale per client is going down, something is happening in store and that we need to rectify. Conversely, starting to see your average sale per client or your average dollar sale going up is such a really fulfilling metric. And, it's a metric that you can start to see what is causing the changes by the activities that you are doing in store. So, yeah, I don't know about you, but I'm sure I know about you. As a retailer, we all want increased profits, increased sales, increased cash flow, and the tracking and measuring of the average dollar sale is really, really important. So yeah, let's run through some details on what you need to do to set this up in your business, in your retail business. Excuse me. Like I said, if you want to copy the worksheet, just put what do we say, $sign in the comment section below, and we'll get you a copy of this worksheet. Okay. So here is what we need to do to ascend this average dollar sale plateau, I guess. It really just surprises me still. And, this happened to me in the beginning when I was running my retail businesses. I sort of knew about this tactic. I sort of knew about this metric, but it wasn't until I started to actually pay attention to it. So that means start to track it. The first time I saw it, I had no idea what this would mean. And then once it was explained to me that, small changes can have a significant effect in your profitability, that's when it all really started to make sense. So it doesn't surprise me that as retailers, we don't know what this metric is, nor do we know how to use it, but that's why we are here today, to fix that. So here is what you need to do to get a better understanding of the average dollar sale, which is why we call this the average dollar sale method in your retail business. So step one, we need to find out what it is. So this is a novel concept, right? But hopefully you have a point of sale system. You've got some way of working out in your retail store what your average sale per client is. And if you don't, when you start working with me and the team, if you don't have a point of sale system, we can help you work through that and work that out, what your average sale per client is. Because as a baseline, it is so important, because all the strategies, and I may talk about a few, all the strategies that we implement in our retail business is going to drive this forward. And we want to know what our baseline is, okay? Because when we start tracking it, it's super important. So like I said, we need to run point of sale reports, which is the easiest way. And hopefully as retailers, we've all got great point of sale systems. If we don't, when you work with us, we'll work with you to figure out what your average dollar sale is. It's pretty easy to work out. The next thing is we need to pick some strategies to employ to increase our average dollar sale. And I've said here that we should pick 3 strategies only. So I've chosen 3 because as retailers, it's super easy to, when we start doing an initiative like this, it's either super easy to go overboard and start implementing 30 different strategies all at once, in which case we won't really know which is working and, what's working and what we can tweak. Or we only try 1, which is better than nothing. But I think 3 is a sweet spot because it allows us to 3 strategies once we brainstorm, try and figure out what's going to be right for our business, is just about the sweet spot, so we can start to see what's working in our business. Okay, so we need to pick 3 strategies. So what are those strategies? Well, they can be really dependent on your business. Obviously, we work through with our clients. We've got a whole heap of strategies that we can use on a store level. But one of them, obviously I spoke about last week, is the would you like fries with that approach. It's basically just asking, making sure that you're fulfilling all your clients' needs. So when a client or customer comes into your retail store, your team are all across one, understanding what your customer wants, because they're obviously in there to have a problem solved. And if your team, hopefully your team are skilled, if not, they're going to get upskilled on how to ask, match, mirror particular questions to your customers or clients so that you can provide the full solution. So that's the first thing. Another really, really easy strategy to increase your average dollar sale is to look at your merchandising that you have on the checkout. We see a lot of big retailers do this really, really well around the world, and it could mean just that little bit of an extra. In the pharmacy case, we have jelly beans, but any sort of small value item, an impulse buy perhaps that we could put at our register. That's also a really, really good strategy to use. Something else that we can use is we can start to package up our offers, right? So like I said, hopefully we understand our clients or our customers. They are coming in for to get a particular problem solved. And, we have sort of a package ready to go for them. And so hopefully you've thought about that and looked at ways that you can do that for your particular clients and customers that you serve. So, I just breezed through 3 quick ways that you could increase your average dollar sale. So hopefully you can start to implement that in the next 7 days and let me know how you've gone. So what we need to do then, once we pick 3 particular strategies, I think the most common mistake is that, as retailers, we give it only a few days before it starts to work. In truth, rolling out a proper strategy to increase your average dollar sale and to see what the results are takes 8 to 12 weeks, or thereabouts. So I think you should try a strategy for about 8 to 12 weeks and really track and measure your results to see how that works for your business, right? So every retail business is going to be different, but there are going to be some commonalities across all retail businesses that, in the strategies that we use, that will work really, really well. But needless to say, it's really about not jumping around and employing a strategy and really giving it a full good 8 to 12 weeks to implement and test and measure the results. So then after that, we need to track and measure. Now, I briefly spoke about having this as part of your KPI dashboard. I believe it's something that we should be tracking every week. So we need to know, so we can see if the strategy is working on a store level, and and we need to compare it to the previous week, and that way we know what changes we need to make in store. So I just glossed over that very, very quickly, obviously. So that's what we need to do to improve our average dollar sale and make it work effectively in our retail business. So in summary, tracking, measuring, implementing this strategy is a great way to increase the amount of cash in your retail business in a very short period of time. And it's a great long-term strategy as well. And it's a strategy that I believe as a retail business owner, we should be working on continuously. If we're not, we're actually leaving money on the table. We could be, think about it, we could be serving, taking care, looking after our customers and clients so much better by providing them the full service and the full experience, and focusing on average dollar sale is that one component of that. Of course, it goes without saying that we need to analyze our results. Really, we need to look at each strategy that we employ, test, measure, and figure out what's going on, how we can do something differently. And then after that, it's really all about taking action. I think one of the major things as retailers that we sort of fail on doing really, really well is looking at all this stuff and then taking action on a store level. And of course, to take action, you need to have a team behind you. You need to have systems and procedures in place so that we can continue to, grow our business and implement these sort of strategies. Awesome. Cool. Well, that was all done. Like I said, if you want a copy of the worksheet, just put a $ in the comments section below. If you want some help with stuff, just DM us the word help, and the team will get back to you and see if we can help you out. Other than that, until next week, Have a great week. And, you can use, I've spoken briefly about some of these strategies, like I said, in the worksheet as well. Grab a copy and you can start to implement this already in your business in the next 7 days in your retail business. And it's something that you can implement straight away. So cool. Until next week, I will speak to you later. And yeah, have a great week. Catch you later.